Call of the Afternoon Cat. We mixed this ink not too long ago. This is a mix of the Call of Cthulhu ink that was Goldspot Pen exclusive. Afternoon Tea, which is a Diamine? No, a Sailor ink. Let me look. Yes, Sailor. And Diamine Celadon Cat. So, as you can see, I have almost none left. I certainly don't have enough to dip this Monteverde Mountains of the World pen into to suck it up, so I'm going to use a blunt nose syringe so that no ink goes wasted. This pen has a 1.1 millimeter stub nib. Stub nib being one of the two greatest nibs. If you're not stub, what are you? This pen is a cartridge converter. And since there's insufficient volume of ink remaining, just stick this in and suck it up. What I'm going to do is back the converter all the way out as such, and take my blunt nose syringe, make sure this is stirred properly. What does that mean? I have no idea. I am not a subject matter expert. I'm going to suck this up, and I'm going to fill this up. I thought I would actually use all of this, and I might have just a little bit left. After all is said and done, I will have just a little bit left. Do. Now we get to make a mess. This is how you know we're having fun. Oops. I'm just going to push that a bit, forcing that ink into the feed because I'm impatient and can't wait a moment. There we go. How not to do it? I don't care. I'm having fun. I'm not hurting anyone. If you don't like it, call your congressman. Let's get some Q-tip love going here. Oh, we have just enough in this little vial for a swatch. This is what we created, mixing those inks together. That's it. Call of the Afternoon Cat is out. Let's see how it writes. Pen is a Monteverde, I don't know, I don't care. Mountains of the World in blue. Now, is it because of the blue mountains, or is it because the pen is blue? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I am not a subject matter expert. You'd have to ask the manufacturer. I lack the motivation to. That word is supposed to be steel, because it is a steel nib. Now it looks like stull. All right, let's take a closer look at the page. I'll make this a little brighter so you can actually see what's happening. Look at that line variation. Pizza party. Even though it's not Friday. In fact, it is a random Tuesday in August. And this probably won't be seen until December or January, because that's how scheduling works. I love a stub nib. So this is really cheap garbage paper. I bought it because it was on sale. I know, blah, 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 paper, blah, blah. But at least half of that scratchiness is because of this paper. And it happens with every pen, even those that don't produce that noise when I'm using slightly better paper. But I only use this really for, oh, that is really bright, for swatches. Just so I have a record for my own reference. We've been messing with this ink a lot recently. That's the Jinhao Neon Yellow. Obviously there was a sale. So anyway, getting back to the mess I'm making here. All right, let's take a closer look to see what kind of shading we're getting. I know, better lighting, better lighting. A bit. Let's take a look at the big swatch. Looks sheenier on camera. Maybe that's because the exposure is too high. Here we go. That's more representative of what I'm seeing in real life. I don't know how to stop it from doing that. There we go. Beautiful sunset. Someone's been watching Doodlebud. Well, mixing this ink was fun. But now that my supply has run out of this mixed ink, I thought it might be nice to have a little bit of a demo of it. Since I don't remember exactly how I mixed it, and I am disinterested enough to actually not bother going back and seeing what I did in the video where I did mix this. Someday maybe. Just busy. Too busy now. I do love this Call of Cthulhu ink. Wearingeul? I don't know. Call of the Cthulhu. I'm pretty sure that's not how Lovecraft wrote that. I'm guessing it's just a translation thing or something. I don't know. The Call of Cthulhu. Classic in horror fiction. Where's the afternoon tea? I haven't used this much. I've been caught up in this Diamine ancient copper recently. Let's take some quick swatches of these source inks that I used for this and see what we got. Just for comparison's sake. I'll start with this, and since I called it the Call of the Afternoon Cat, to me that means that I used a majority of this ink, Call of Cthulhu. And the second largest proportion of ink would be the Sailor Afternoon Tea. Kind of like how names might get published on a academic paper by list of order of contribution. And then finally, the Celadon Cat. Oops. Oops. Well, we didn't have an incident. Almost did. I almost dropped that bottle. Seems a little overexposed. There we go. So we have Call of Cthulhu. We have Afternoon Tea. We have Celadon Cat. What was that old Captain Planet cartoon? With their powers combined? And let's take another look at this. Adjust this camera a hair. Nope. Adjust this book a hair. Let's zoom in a hair. So we start off with the Call of Cthulhu. Afternoon Tea, and this does darken quite a bit as it dries. Celadon Cat also darkens quite a bit as it dries. And finally our ink of the day, Call of the Afternoon Cat, which is also swatched here. And anyway, that's our ink. Last of it. I'll be using this up within the next couple of days. but at least it's with a stub nib.